How's it going, everyone? Theme Park Tracker here with big news at Six Flags Magic Mountain. The walls in front of the new DC Universe area have come down after being up since January. This is an exciting moment because we are just that much closer to the official opening on July 16th and pass holder previews up for July 15th. The area in front of the arch hasn't changed much aside from the repainted star on the ground to match the yellow and red colors on Wonder Woman. Construction walls remain where the Flash used to be. This is supposed to be the new restrooms in the land, which obviously won't be ready in time for this weekend. You can see behind those red walls, it continues all the way up to where the train leaves the station. Moving on to a closer look at the land, those weird out-of-place planters in the center just have some flowers in them. And based on the left side, they're going to add a trim around the top that looks to allow guests to rest on them as well. You can also see more red walls in front of that new facade they are building next to Teen Titans, which again won't be ready for opening weekend. To the left of that, they are in the process of building a stage for Media Day. I wonder if they're going to move it later in the day to have them facing away from the coaster so the cameras can see the new ride behind them. Here's a closer look at the new planters in front of the restrooms. They have mulched, drought-resistant plants and two small trees inside them, along with new lampposts that match the other ones in the area. As suspected, the land will open with construction walls along the side, as the main priority is getting the coaster open before summer ends. In front of those walls, they did put planters with small trees in them. Then, we have a new Batmobile placed directly in front of the ride's entrance facade. They are also sculpting a new Batman symbol right above the vehicle. So unless they add some lettering somewhere, there will be no sign that actually says Batman once again. To the left of that, we have the unfinished gift shop that guests will exit into once they get off the new coaster. This too, I'm assuming, won't be ready for opening day this weekend. So in total, there's 3 things that won't be done in time: the restrooms, the facade to the right, and most likely the gift shop. Hopefully they add a fence around the oval planter and the square planters by Teen Titans in order to prevent guests from standing and walking through them. They also went ahead and painted the asphalt to the left a gray color. Unless they plan on tearing this up later again, I'm not sure why they went with asphalt only to then color it to match the gray concrete. Last thing for this area is another look at the redone star in the middle and residue that was left over from the construction wall sitting there. Hopefully they get this cleaned up before the weekend. Off to the other side of the coaster, the planter has been rebuilt and the bordering tiles have been placed. New irrigation systems were placed in the planter, and now all they have to do is paint the bottom to match the rest of the planter. Construction walls still remain up in this area and it isn't accessible yet. Once it does open up, it will free up some space and allow for some amazing views of the new ride. The ride was testing earlier in the morning, but then stopped as crews were on the mid-course brake run doing work. Hopefully everything is running smoothly for the coming days. Off to the rest of the park, the painting by Jetstream seems to have halted. They painted the red fire poles to match the Sunset Arch design, but other than that, there's been no indication of continuing the rest of the area so far. We'll have to keep an eye on this one for any changes, such as any repainting to the actual Jetstream queue and bridge. Over by West Coast Racers, 2 new cars were placed in front of the indoor queue for the ride. I wonder if the park contacted West Coast Customs for these, or it's the other way around where Customs contacted the park to display these extra cars laying around. Roaring Rapids is still closed and we are in the middle of the summer season. Very little signs of reopening, and there are various rumors of a longer than expected refurbishment time and waiting for spare parts to arrive. They have replaced some of the wood paneling throughout the queue, so that's a good sign that they could open this up soon. The most noticeable repair was the wood railing leading up to the staircases. Another big improvement at the park was the addition of more and new seating by Chop 6. Over in the X2 Plaza, they placed the old concrete tables from Chop 6 over here. This is providing more natural, seated shaded areas that the park desperately needs more of. Some tables are still out in the sun, but as the day shifts, they mostly end up all being in the shade at some point. What replaced these tables were the wooden picnic-style benches that we first saw installed over by Katie's Kettle. They placed much more of them here compared to how many there were with the concrete ones, and they filled in all the dead space in the area with those tables and umbrellas. Over by the Flash Pass sales building, they have this new plastic-style keychain set up. Not sure if they are testing these out for use in other parts of the park, or it's only for here. Another thing we'll have to keep an eye on. They might be easier to set up, but they are quite the eyesore and won't age well under the elements and constant handling from team members and guests. Then, as the park shifts away from memberships and towards traditional season passes, they removed the membership sales banner by the Emporium in favor of a pass holder services sign. Of course, members can still utilize this counter for the time being, as memberships are still currently a valid form of admission into the parks. Lastly, a few days ago, the park had workers surveying the entrance from multiple points, inside past security here and outside the bus turnaround loop. This is very interesting, and it could mean many things such as operational changes, updates on official park layouts, or the big one, a new park entrance. It would be a dream come true if the latter were true, giving the flagship park in the chain a proper entrance and security process, similar to the competitors down the street. This is all very exciting and something we'll go into further detail on in a future update. Well, that's all for this update. Thank you so much for watching as always, and enjoy some testing footage of Wonder Woman Flight of Courage. The ride is opening this weekend on July 16th with pass holder previews a day before that on July 15th from 11 to 4 p.m. Can't wait for everyone to experience the park's 20th coaster. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more updates at Magic Mountain. Thanks again, and see you on the next video.